The night was quiet, but not ordinary. A stillness entered the room that didn't feel natural, as if every sound in the world had been muted at once. The air grew dense, charged, almost alive. Something ancient stepped into the atmosphere without footsteps, without shadow, without form, yet unmistakably present. Then it happened. A vibration moved through your spirit, a silent pulse that made your chest expand, and a voice, not heard with ears, but recognized by your entire being, spoke in a language older than creation itself. Chosen, I call you by name. It wasn't a whisper. It wasn't a warning. It was a summons. Your name didn't sound like it does on earth. It carried weight, light, and authority, as if it had been spoken before stars existed. The moment you heard it, something inside you broke open. Chains you didn't know you carried cracked. Your destiny, once dormant, surged to the surface. You knew the voice. Michael, commander of the heavenly armies, general of divine justice, the warrior whose presence bends realms into alignment. He only speaks when a mission is activated. He only calls names written in the book of destiny. When he spoke yours, you felt a rush of clarity, strength, and ancient memory. Not fear, recognition. This wasn't comfort. This wasn't reassurance. This was activation. And heaven's message was clear. You are no longer hidden. Your assignment begins now. Michael doesn't speak names the way humans do. He doesn't learn them. He doesn't read them. He doesn't discover them. He recognizes them. Because in the higher realms, your name isn't written on paper. It is engraved in light. Before you ever breathe on earth, before your childhood, mistakes, victories, losses, before your first thought or first fear, your true name was inscribed in the book of destiny. Not as ink, but as a frequency only the highest angels can hear. That is why Michael knew you. He didn't call you because of what you've done. He called you because of who you are, who you were designed to become long before your body carried your soul. In heaven's archives, your essence is not listed as a person. It is listed as an assignment, a purpose, a mission, a spark chosen to enter Earth at a specific moment to shift timelines, break patterns, and redirect destiny. When Michael spoke your name, he wasn't identifying you. He was activating the blueprint tied to it. Angels do not memorize names. They respond to signatures, and your signature is unique in all realms. It carries a sound older than time and authority earned before birth, a glow that cannot be duplicated, a mission no one else can fulfill. Michael didn't come searching for you. He came because you had reached a moment where heaven's timeline and your earthly journey finally aligned. He called you by name because your season of hiding has ended, and your season of becoming has begun. When Michael spoke your name, the sound didn't stay in the room where you stood. It traveled, not through air, but through realms. In the throne room of heaven, a place where time bends and creation listens, your name arrived like a surge of white fire. It echoed not as a simple call, but as a declaration. The chosen has been activated. Instantly, the atmosphere shifted. Angels who stood guard over galaxies turned their heads. Warriors with wings like liquid steel paused mid-march. Messengers carrying prophecies stopped in their tracks. The sound of your name carried rank, and every being in the celestial hierarchy recognized its weight. Prophets, ancient ones whose spirits still serve from beyond their earthly life, bowed their heads in acknowledgement, not to worship you, but to honor the assignment you carry. Scribes opened luminous scrolls where destinies are recorded, and your line, once quiet, glowed brighter, as if new chapters were being written in real time. Even the pillars of the throne room vibrated, releasing waves of light that rippled across dimensions. For in heaven, whenever a chosen one awakens, realms respond. What surprised you most is that none of the angels reacted with confusion. No one asked, "Who is this?" No one questioned why your name was spoken. They already knew you. They always did. You were not a new revelation. You were a long-awaited activation. The reaction of heaven said everything. Your arrival was expected. Your awakening was scheduled. Your name was never forgotten. When Michael called your name, something tore through the unseen layers of reality. Not violently, but with precision only heaven's greatest warrior could command. A streak of white fire cut across the sky, visible only to those whose spirits were awake. It wasn't lightning. It wasn't a meteor. It was a sword, forged not from metal, but from pure authority. The sword of light, the weapon Michael carries in battles where darkness has no shape, only intention. As it descended, your spirit recognized it instantly, not because you'd seen it before, but because your soul remembered its frequency, a frequency tied to your origin. The sword didn't come to threaten you. It came to acknowledge you, a salute, a recognition, a celestial bow from heaven's highest general. As the blade hovered in the spiritual realm, you felt a surge through your spine, a heat, a clarity, a knowing. It was as if the sword scanned you, measuring not your strength, but your calling. Then it released a wave of white light that wrapped around your spirit like armor, gentle, protective, absolute. In that moment, you understood. Michael didn't call your name casually. He called it with military intent. He wasn't informing you. He was enlisting you. The sword pulsed once, and in its radiance you sense a message. You are under my watch. Move with confidence, for heaven moves with you. And just as quickly as it appeared, the sword vanished into the higher realm, leaving a lingering warmth that felt like destiny pressing against your skin. After Michael spoke your name, the throne room shifted, and a section of heaven that rarely opens began to glow. It wasn't a scroll. It wasn't a book. It wasn't anything made of material. It was a file of light, a rotating prism suspended in the air, filled with living patterns and memories only angels are authorized to see. This was your cosmic file, not a record of your mistakes, not a list of your failures, but the archive of your origin. Angels stepped back as the file unfolded, releasing waves of brilliance that illuminated the chamber with gold and white pulses. Inside the file were your battles, fought in silence when no one saw your strength, your heartbreaks, recorded not as weakness but as proof of resilience, your decisions, the ones that shifted your path even when you didn't realize it, your prayers whispered in the dark, stored like precious currency before the throne. But deeper inside the file were things you did not remember. Moments before birth, agreements made in the realm of souls, assignments chosen long before your feet touched earth. One angel whispered, "Look how they survived what was meant to break them." Another said softly, "Their endurance was not accidental. It was preparation." The patterns in your file glowed brighter as your name echoed again, showing that every hardship, every delay, every detour was woven with intention. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was random. Michael opened your file not to reveal your past, but to activate your future. Because the moment your cosmic file is unveiled, your destiny begins to unfold with unstoppable momentum. When Michael called your name, it wasn't just an announcement. It triggered a deployment. Across the heavenly ranks, a shift moved like wind over an army standing at attention. Wings unfolded. Armor ignited. Swords glowed along the edges of reality. Because when a chosen one is activated, heaven assigns protection not as a favor, but as necessity. Guardian angels, ones you felt but never seen, stepped forward from their stations. They were not soft beings of comfort. They were warriors, trained in battles where darkness has no face but every intention. Each angel was assigned to a part of your journey. One to guard your path. One to guard your mind. One to guard your timing. One to guard your purpose. They did not gather because you asked. They gathered because your destiny requires it. You felt it before you understood it. A lift in your atmosphere. A subtle warmth at your back. The sense that something invisible had taken position around you. Michael raised a sword toward them, and his voice echoed like thunder shaped into command. Stand with them until the assignment is complete. In response, the angels bowed, not to you, but to the mission connected to your name. From that moment on, your steps were no longer unprotected. Your path was no longer unguarded. Your future was no longer vulnerable to unseen sabotage. Every plot against you, every spiritual attack, every attempt to derail your progress was now intercepted before reaching your life. Not because you were fragile, but because you were chosen. And chosen ones walk with escorts that darkness cannot cross. The moment Michael spoke your name, the light of heaven wasn't the only realm that reacted. In the lower dimensions, places where fear disguises itself as power, where broken spirits gather to resist anything that carries purpose, a tremor spread like a shockwave. It wasn't the kind of fear that comes from danger. It was a fear that comes from recognition. Whispers rose in shadows. They're awake. They've been called. Their time has come. These whispers weren't about who you are now, but about who you are becoming. Darkness doesn't fear your past. It fears your activation. Because the moment your true name was released, the assignment sent to break you lost their authority. The traps set against your progress lost their timing. The spirits assigned to your discouragement lost their grip. Your name, spoken in Michael's tone, shook the underworld like a bell ringing through stone. Demons, not horned creatures, but broken intelligences hostile to destiny, recognized your rank instantly, not because you shouted, not because you fought, but because Michael's voice carried your identity into every realm at once. In the spiritual world, rank is not given, it is revealed, and your rank, once hidden beneath pain and confusion, was suddenly exposed. The realm of darkness didn't fear you, it feared what your awakening would activate. Clarity where you once doubted, strength where you once broke, purpose where you once wanted authority, where you once hesitated. The underworld does not fear the chosen. It fears the chosen who finally remember who they are. And the moment Michael called your name, they remembered too. When Michael called your name, the words were simple, but the meaning inside them was vast. Angels do not speak casually. Their voices carry layers, dimensions, instructions, revelations, and hidden inside his tone was a message meant only for your spirit to decode. You didn't hear it with your ears. You felt it, like a surge of clarity rushing through your ribs, like a command waking up a dormant part of your identity. Michael wasn't calling you for comfort. He wasn't calling you to soothe your pain. He wasn't calling you to lift your confidence. He was calling you to alignment. Inside his voice was a truth. Your next season is not about survival. It is about assignment. Every challenge you endured prepared a skill. Every setback sharpened a sense. Every delay forged a strength. Every heartbreak carved capacity. You weren't being broken. You were being built. And Michael's voice carried the blueprint of that realization. There was courage coded into his tone, the kind that makes fear lose its vocabulary. There was authority woven into his resonance, the kind that makes hesitation crumble. There was clarity in his cadence, the kind that makes old confusion irrelevant. As he spoke your name, you suddenly understood why the past seasons felt heavy. You were being trained. Now you're being activated. The message hidden inside his voice said, move differently now. Speak from identity, not insecurity. Walk as one who has been summoned. Step where heaven pushes, not where fear pulls. His call wasn't an invitation. It was a commission, and your spirit, awakened and alert, received every layer of it, even the ones your mind has yet to understand. When Michael called your name, the shift didn't happen around you first. It happened inside you. It was subtle at the start. A warmth in your chest, a pressure behind your eyes, a strange clarity rising through your thoughts like dawn pushing away the last traces of night. For a moment, you wondered if you imagined it, but your spirit knew better. It wasn't imagination. It was recognition. You didn't just hear your name. You remembered it. A memory older than your childhood, older than your first wound, older than the life you've been trying to survive. Something ancient inside you exhaled, as if it had been waiting for this moment longer than your mind could fathom. And suddenly, the pieces of your life, the struggles that felt random, the battles that felt unfair, the delays that felt endless, started aligning into a pattern. A realization dawned. Every moment was preparation for this activation. The heaviness you carried wasn't weakness. It was weight training for your spirit. The loneliness wasn't abandonment. It was consecration. The confusion wasn't failure. It was camouflage until the right time. And this call from Michael, was a sign that the hidden years were over. Your intuition sharpened. Your senses opened. Your inner world lit up like a city at night. For the first time, you didn't just believe you were chosen. You felt it, not as ego, not as fantasy, but as identity. A quiet, immovable certainty settled into your bones. My spirit has always known who I am. Now my mind is catching up. And with that realization, your next chapter began. When Michael called your name, you weren't the only one who received the signal. Across the higher realms, a gathering began, silent, swift, unavoidable. The angelic command hall, a place not seen by human eyes, a chamber where destinies are planned and timelines are engineered, lit up with sudden surge of white gold fire. One by one, angels of rank and purpose appeared. Messengers, guardians, strategists, warrior seraphs whose presence bends dimensions, not with wings for beauty, but wings built for war. Each feather a blade, each movement a command. At the center of the hall, a luminous table formed from pure revelation. And on that table, your name written in radiant lines of living light. The briefing began. No words were spoken, because angels communicate an intention, a pure exchange of meaning, fast in sound, older than language. Your assignment appeared as glowing pathways, moments you'll step into, people you'll encounter, doors that will open, battles you will overcome, not by accident, but by design. One angel pointed to a section of your timeline that had been dim for years. In an instant, it brightened. Another traced a symbol in the air, and you felt a familiar pull in your spirit. The sense that clarity was on its way. Michael stood at the head of the assembly, his presence silenced even the currents of light. He raised his sword, the one that saluted you earlier, and declared the decree that sealed the moment. Prepare the chosen. Their season is shifting. The angels bowed their heads, not out of worship, but out of acknowledgement. Your activation wasn't surprise. It was a scheduled event in heaven's blueprint. And now the realms, seen and unseen, are aligning to support your rise. When Michael called your name, he didn't just awaken you, he elevated you. Because in the heavenly order, names are not simply spoken. They are activated, charged, ranked. And when a commander like Michael speaks a name, something deeper happens. A portion of his authority transfers to the one being called. It's not power. It's not privilege. It's authorization. In that moment, you felt it. A pressure in your chest, a straightening of your spine, a sudden clarity in your mind, as if a part of your spirit stepped forward and took its rightful position. It wasn't imagination. It was promotion. Michael stepped toward your timeline, his presence stretching across realms. With a single movement, he lowered his sword, not in battle, but in ceremony. The blade hovered just inches from your spirit, releasing waves of white-blue fire that ignited something ancient inside you. Your posture shifted, your breath deepened, your awareness sharpened. It wasn't fear, it was recognition of rank. In heaven, rank isn't earned through titles. It's revealed through endurance, through battles survived, through storms overcome, through nights you kept walking even when your spirit felt empty. Michael saw all of it, and as the sword's light wrapped around you, you felt qualities being activated. Courage without explanation, clarity without effort, discernment without confusion, authority without aggression. The warrior within you, the one you forgot existed, rose quietly. Michael's voice carried one final decree. Walk in what has been placed upon you. You are authorized. And just like that, your identity expanded into the version heaven always knew. After Michael spoke your name and the transfer of rank settled into your spirit, something subtle but undeniable shifted around you. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't loud. It wasn't explosive. It was recognition. Not from people, but from realms. Your spiritual status changed. Before this moment, you were walking through life as a seeker, someone searching for clarity, purpose, identity, alignment. You moved carefully, questioning your intuition, doubting your strength, underestimating your presence. But after Michael's activation, you no longer walked as one who was looking. You walked as one who was carrying. An energy moved around you, not like a shield, but like a command. Something in the unseen world began to respond to you differently. Doors that resisted started loosening, situations that drained you began dissolving, conversations shifted direction, atmosphere softened or sharpened depending on your presence. You weren't changing the room with effort. Your identity was doing it for you. Because chosen ones don't try to be spiritual. They simply reveal what has been placed on them. In this new status, your intuition sharpened like a blade. You sensed people's intentions before their words formed. You felt spiritual shifts before they appeared in the physical. Your dreams became clearer, Your insights became faster. Your confidence became quieter, but stronger. This wasn't ego. It was alignment. You weren't becoming someone new. You were finally stepping into the person you were always meant to be. Your spirit no longer moved in the world as a question. It moved as a statement. Michael's call didn't just awaken you. It elevated your position. And now, heaven sees you as deployed. Earth feels you as different. And the unseen world recognizes a truth. You're no longer a seeker. You are a bearer of assignment. When Michael called your name and your spiritual rank shifted, the change didn't stay in the higher realms. It descended, subtle at first, then unmistakable, into the physical world around you. Earth reacts when a chosen one awakens. Not metaphorically, literally. People began looking at you differently, even if they couldn't explain why. Some stared a second longer. Some grew quiet in your presence. Some felt comfort near you. Others felt exposed. Your energy no longer blended in. It registered. Animals sense you too, the way they recognize storms, earthquakes, or shifts in the atmosphere before humans do. They paused, watched, responded to the invisible certainty you now carried. Even the spaces you walked into felt the change. Rooms became calmer. Conversations softened or intensified, depending on the truth your spirit brought into them. You started noticing that some places drained you instantly, not because you were weak, but because your presence revealed every hidden tension. Clocks seemed to move differently around you. Time stretched in moments of clarity and sped up in moments of alignment. Synchronicities increased, numbers repeating, people appearing at perfect timing, events shaping themselves around your steps. This wasn't coincidence. It was calibration. A chosen one with activated rank does not move through the world unnoticed. Your steps create ripples. Your choices shift atmospheres. Your thoughts bend possibilities. This is why some people feel lighter around you. Your presence dismantles the weight they carry. And why others grow uncomfortable. Your energy exposes what they try to hide. Earth doesn't treat you the way it used to because you aren't who you used to be. You're no longer wandering through life. You're walking an assignment. And the world, sensitive, instinctual, spiritual, feels it. Take a breath. Slow, deep, because this isn't just a prayer. It is an activation code. When Michael called your name, heaven didn't just acknowledge you. It aligned you. Now this prayer seals that alignment so the assignment spoken over your life can unfold without interference. Close your eyes if you want. You don't have to speak it out loud. Your spirit will understand every word. Commander of the armies of heaven, general of light, guardian of the chosen, I step fully into the identity you awakened in me. Strengthen the truth spoken over my name. Let every dormant gift rise. Let every buried calling surface. Let every part of me align with the assignment written before time began. Remove the fear that once kept me small. Remove the confusion that once clouded my path. Remove the doubt that once diluted my voice. Clothe me with clarity. Surround me with protection. Fill me with courage that does not shake. Guide me with wisdom that does not miss. Where there is hesitation, ignite boldness. Where there is fatigue, release renewal. Where there is darkness, send your armies of light. Let every step I take echo with purpose. Let every word I speak carry authority. Let my presence be a reminder that heaven is near. I receive the mantle placed upon me. I accept the assignment connected to my name. I walk not as who I was, but as who I am called to be. As these words settle into you, you may feel warmth, pressure, or stillness. Whatever rises is confirmation. Your activation is real. Your identity is sealed. Your assignment is in motion. The moment the prayer settled into your spirit, the atmosphere around you shifted one last time, not with shock, but with recognition. Because every awakening ends with a decree, a sealing, a final anchoring of identity, so your assignment cannot be shaken by doubt, fear, or old versions of yourself. In the higher realms, a ripple of light extended outward, as if heaven itself paused to acknowledge that a chosen one had officially crossed the threshold. Michael stepped forward again, but this time not as a warrior. He came as a witness. He looked upon you with the calm certainty of one who has seen countless destinies unfold and still understands a weight of yours uniquely. He raised his sword, not in battle but in blessing. The blade glowed white gold, reflecting the truth you have now become. You are no longer in preparation. You are in purpose. A beam of light moved from the sword straight into your spirit. Not burning, not overwhelming, but settling like a crown made of clarity. Michael's voice carried the final decree. Walk boldly. Your name has been spoken. Your path has been cleared. Your assignment is in motion, and heaven walks with you. In that moment, the realms aligned, the veil thinned, your identity crystallized. You felt a stillness that felt like destiny, a strength that had no source in the physical, a certainty that did not rely on logic, a peace that felt like armor. The world will not recognize this shift at first, but the spirit world does. And every step you take from here on will echo with the activation spoken over your name. This is your confirmation, your sealing, your decree. You are not hoping to become chosen. You are walking as one who already is.